By now, with any of our warm-ups, with any of our exercises, it's important to warm up. Aerobic-type movements that involve large muscle groups like the guys are doing now, a little bit of rotation through your lower spine, some wrist, arm, shoulder circles, all those kind of things. Muscular development relies on something called the time under tension, the TUT principle. So the slower it is, the better it is for you, because the more muscular fibers you'll engage in the exercise, and therefore you're more likely to get to that point at the end where we get that momentary muscular fatigue, the overload, that then stimulates all those responses we talked about in our muscle lecture. Are you ready to go? So let's first of all take the band, and be careful how you do this. Step onto the band with your feet about hip width apart. Okay, first exercise we're going to do is a squat. So you're going to bend the knees just a little bit, take the lock off the knees. We're going to take the band up, hold it by the side there, ready to go. Okay, abdominals are in tight. We're going to sit down for our squat. Press into the heels and then press up. That's all I'm going to ask you to do. Let's go, guys. 15 repetitions in your own time. Keep going. The important thing is here, make sure we're keeping your abdominals in tight so that we're not sticking the backside out too far, so that we're not getting too much of an arch in the lower spine. Keep the abdominals in tight as we come up. Keep your chest lifted and keep your head up. Now, how far do we go down? We're looking for as far as is comfortable. Yeah? Some of us will have different range of motion through the knees. But importantly, we need to keep those heels down. Look how Frank's pressing into the heels there, keeping the chest lifted. And we're working against that resistance in the band as we press up. A little bit of work here for the front of the thighs, for the back of the thighs, also getting into the glutes as well. Okay, so we're moving on now. Let's to the back. Now, for this one, what we need to do is have a little bit of slack in the middle. So we're stepping down nearer to the handles on this one. Yeah? The abs are in really tight, the knees are bent. You're going to lean forwards. So for this, I really need you to get a nice long position, but your abs are in tight, your hips are fixed, because we're going to row backwards, lifting those elbows up to the ceiling. Let's go, team. Elbows to the ceiling. Look how your position doesn't change. Don't raise up with it. Stay bent over. It's a bent over row, so those elbows have to go up to the ceiling. Up they go. 15 repetitions, please. Now, we're really working into the lats here, getting into the upper back. We're also getting a little bit of work for the biceps. So think about those muscles doing the work. You're squeezing your shoulder blades together on this exercise as well. Also working those core muscles, you'll feel a little bit of strength because isometrically, we've got to work the legs to hold your position. Yeah? How are we doing? Excellent stuff. Now, just changing that slightly, we can make that a little bit more difficult. And rather than working through the lats at the back of the armpit, we can shift into the rhomboids in between the shoulder blades. And these are great for helping to improve your posture. So this time what we're going to do is just put one foot on. You can pick a foot, whichever foot, on the band. Again, both knees are bent. The other foot behind for a little bit of balance. Again, we need to be in this bent over position so that we can work against gravity. So leaning forwards but keeping the abdominals in tight. This time we're lifting with the arms. Now you've got a choice. We can do it slightly easier and keep the elbows bent as Emma's doing, or taking the arms further out like Frank's doing is a little tougher. So let's go for those 15 repetitions. You could go with elbows bent, or you could go with the arms nearly straight. But your focus here is on squeezing your shoulder blades together. Yeah? You're really trying to get that feeling of squeezing the shoulder blades together as we row backwards. Yeah? That's your focus. Make sure you're bent over, but the abdominals are in tight to hold that position and protect your lower back. So a good bit of core training there. But really focusing on seeing those shoulder blades squeeze together. Feeling that in the upper back. Great exercise for your posture. Lifting the arms up or the elbows up to the ceiling, whichever. 15 repetitions is all I'm asking you to do. You can do this. We're moving on to a pull down now. Feet about hip width apart. And you'll have seen this, the lat pull down machine at the gym. I'm going to ask you to fold it in half. Take a hold of the ends like so. Yeah? The knees are slightly bent, the abdominals are in tight. You're going to lift it up just above your head. Now the aim here is you're going to draw it down just behind the neck, but at the same time, you're going to pull it out to the side. Yeah? So we're dropping it down and pulling it out at the same time. And again, that's going to get into the lats at the back here. 15 repetitions, please, guys. Let's go. Down we go. Abdominals in tight. Don't let it pull you into that arched position. And again, you'll find that knees slightly bent, at least taking the lock off will help you with this. Keep your breathing nice and relaxed. Don't let it ping back. Yeah, work against the resistance on the way back up. You're in control in every sense. Beautiful. Chest. So, for the chest press, we're going to take it around. We're going to do a little chest fly, actually. Now, the problem here for this movement is it's a little bit slack. Yeah? So what we're going to do is have a little wrap around the hands. Yeah? Let's shorten the band slightly for this one. Okay, so we're out to the side. The arms are almost straight, not quite. At chest level, we're squeezing in and back out. Yeah? If the band's still feeling too light, we could always wrap it around again. And away you go. We're looking for our 15 repetitions, really working into the pecs here. The feeling here is squeezing the chest together. Yeah? The chest muscle attaches from here into that bicipital groove, it's called here. So it's drawing the arm in, keeping the arm slightly bent. Let's not work the arms when we're doing this. Let's really focus. Remember our mind in muscle. Concentrate on the chest. That's what's doing the work. Abdominals are tight. Your knees are slightly bent to give you a good balanced position. Fabulous. How are you doing at home? I hope you're still with me. We're going to move on to your shoulders. Going to move on to, first of all, a lateral raise. I'm just going to put one foot on it. Again, you can pick which foot. I don't mind. But make sure always that when you're putting one foot on it, you've got it stable. We don't want it pinging out. So, the other foot behind, make sure the knees are slightly bent for your balance. We're really going to target the middle part of the deltoid, the shoulder muscle here. We're lifting up to the side, but this time be careful to keep your elbows slightly bent. Locking out the elbows is not good. Okay, so we're lifting up to just above shoulder level and then back down. 15 of those, please. Keep your abs in tight and be careful, again, not to arch your back as we get up there. Make sure all the work is coming into the middle part of your deltoid. Slow is better, particularly on the way down. Let's work against the natural elasticity of the band. 15 repetitions, please. Fabulous. See how the body position stays fixed on Emma here? It's just the arms doing the work, and you've got that choice. If you start to fatigue, you can bend your arms a little more. If you're feeling strong, like Frank is today, we're keeping the arms almost straight as we lift up. Need a little bit of tension in the wrists as well, really working into those deltoids. And one foot on, we're going to change that into the shoulder press now. This time we're bringing it up. This is a little bit tougher, so you might want to just bend the knees slightly, get yourself down a little. Okay, again, abdominals are in tight when you press up. Make sure the hands are slightly in front, not behind, because that's really uncomfortable on the shoulders. So when we press up, they go slightly forwards. We don't lock out the elbows, because that can put a lot of strain on the tendons around the elbows. Some of you may already be familiar with tennis elbow. So keeping the elbows slightly bent, we're pressing up. Again, really getting into the shoulders. You're getting into the middle and also into the front part of the shoulder on this one as well. Excellent. Beautiful. Keeping those abdominals in tight. And you see with that knee bent position, that helps you maintain your stability. It helps you to keep your hips fixed and your lower spine in the position it needs to be, so you can really focus on just the shoulders doing the work. Can we feel that in the shoulders, guys? Excellent. Was there a bit of shaking going on there? Got to say, been a bit cruel. We've given Frank the thick band to work with today. Moving on to the front raise. Really going to get into the anterior part of the deltoid now. The shoulder muscle splits into 3 parts, and so this enables us to really get to all of them. So, one foot on, please, one foot behind. Doesn't matter which foot it is, as long as you're balanced. Our front raise, abdominals in tight, lifting up to face level and back down. Now, if you've got any concerns about your lower back, you might find it easier to do alternating sides here, yeah? If not, if we can really pull the tummy in tight, pull in through the waist, I'll have those 15 repetitions like so, please. Remember, the arms again are slightly bent. We don't want them straight, but lifting out to the front in that nice big semicircle movement. Up they go. And again, really work against the resistance on the way back down, yeah? Fabulous. We're moving on now to the upright row. So for this one, I want both feet on. We want to take a little bit more slack from the band. Turn the palms to face you. Okay, the knees are slightly bent. As always, abdominals in tight. The aim on this exercise is to lift your elbows up high. Yeah? So can I get 15 of those, please? Elbows up and out. Try to keep your shoulders down so that we're not pinching into the neck. Yeah? But the work's coming from lifting the elbows up and out. Really getting into the deltoid and also the upper part of the traps. Great exercise. Hopefully you can feel that. Abs are in tight. Whatever you do, don't hold your breath. Remember when we talked about, in our muscle lecture, we talked about exhale on the exertion. The idea of breathing out on the toughest part of the exercise, so you'll breathe out as you lift and in as you go back down. Good. 15 of those will do me nicely. In the same position. Now, this is what I'm going to do. The biceps, and you may remember we looked at this when we looked at the muscle movement. The biceps, as well as flexing at the elbow there, are also responsible for twisting this way and twisting this way. So we need to add a bit of a twist to get the best for the bicep. So we'll start with the palms facing into your side, and then as you lift up, you're going to turn the palms this way in towards you. Yeah? So let's go. I have 15 of those. Get that little twist on the biceps. When they come down, they turn in. When they come up, turn that little pinky towards you. Yeah? 15 of those, please. Absolutely vital not to lean back. We're not cheating. We don't want to put any strain on the lower back. Keep the abs in tight. The only thing that's moving, the arms. Where we go. Beautiful. Check out those biceps. Did you bring those with you, or have you just got those now doing this? Excellent stuff. Keeping your elbows fixed to your side. What we don't want is any swinging of the arm. So keep that elbow fixed to the side as we lift up. Do a concentration kill. So for this one, we're going to put the band down and step really close to one handle there. Now for this, I'm going to take 1 foot back. I'm going to keep my abs in tight, and I'm going to lean down onto this leg, support your weight. Because what we're doing here is lifting across to the opposite shoulder. Yeah? Across to your opposite shoulder. Can we see how that's getting into the bicep? 15 of those, please. Keep your abs in tight. Lean the hand onto the knee to support your weight. Squeeze it across. That's our concentration curl. Beautiful. See how we're not swinging here? Yeah? This is staying fixed. Remember when we talked about how the muscles work, we talk about fixator muscles. This is fixed in place so that the bicep can do its work. Yeah? The tricep extension, you're just going to take one hand. Let's take it in the left hand. You're going to take it round behind you. What's going to happen then is you're going to use the other hand to grab the band and then pull it down so that you've got some really good tension on the band already. Knees are slightly bent, abs are pulled in tight, because the exercise now is, can we press up to the ceiling and back down? Yeah? So you need a really good pull down with your right hand so that you've got some tension in the band as we work into the triceps. So we're working into the back of the arms here, but see how I've pulled down on the band to give me that tension to work against. Yeah? Don't be kind, be tough on yourself. The more you pull down, the tougher it is, the better it will be. Remember, what we're looking for is to achieve that muscular fatigue by the 15th repetition. If it feels too easy, you won't get that overload and it won't be doing you any good. Yeah? 15 reps, then let's swap over to the other arm, please. Band down first of all, and then away we go, pressing up. And that little extension, try not to lock out your arm at the top. Just press it up, keep it a little bit soft at the top, working into the triceps, into the back of the arm. We'll do another one for the tricep. Triceps are a fairly important muscle group. So for this one, really this is about working against your own resistance. So we're going to turn sideways on here. So if we all turn our feet this way, what's going to happen here is you're going to hold it there by your hip. And really, let's drop one end so that you can see we're going to hold it here quite tight, and we're going to keep that position fixed. So you're going to really sort of put this arm against yourself there to splint it. And then what we're going to do here is lift the elbow, the left elbow, and point it behind. Because all you're going to do is press out and bring it back. So extend the arm behind. So lift it up, a little bit higher as it comes up. Beautiful. So again, we're working those fixators, fixing ourselves in position. Your tummy there. And all we're going to do is press back. The elbow stays high. Don't let the elbow drop down, otherwise it becomes a rowing exercise, and that's into your back. We want to isolate this to just the triceps at the back of the arm. Excellent stuff. Our cool down, which we'll do similar to our warm-up, a few mobilizing exercises, guys, just as we did for the warm-up. Moving through those large muscle groups, some rotations, some knee lifts, heels to the backside, a few of those mobilizing movements, and then we'll go into a stretch for the major muscle groups.